Stronger self-esteem. Stronger self-esteem comes from the inside, but some days what's happening on the outside can shake your confidence.
Today, advice to help boost your confidence and self-esteem even when you don't look or feel your best. Therapist Julie Hanks is here with tips to survive bad hair days and beyond. And here's the thing, it might seem trite and silly to talk about confidence even through bad hair days, but for women, sometimes our physical appearance is really tied to how we feel about ourselves.
It is. It's really linked, and it's important to unlink self-esteem and appearance. Because if you look good, then you feel good. If you look bad, you feel bad, right? So unlink those. Our appearance, it does impact how we feel, but it doesn't need to define. And I think that's the difference. It doesn't define who you are, and it doesn't need to define how you feel about yourself.
Okay, you have some practical examples that we're going to walk through, some good examples that we can, take with us and head on to the day. So, for example, say you have like a bad hair day. What are you going to do if you get like a bad hair day, things that just aren't working? One of those kind of days.
You're going to put on a hat. You're going to put on, I have my favorite hat. It's funny, I had a bad hair this morning. I had to start all over. I was doing this special kind of like curl, and it didn't work, so I had to start. Almost missed the segment because of it.
I love those days. I'm glad you're here, and your hair looks great.
Thank you. So what's really important is to remember that we aren't our bodies. So you have a bad hair day, or you have a big, pimple on your face. You are not your body. And one of my favorite quotes is by C.S. Lewis. You don't have a soul, you are a soul. You have a body. And it just puts that into perspective, that sometimes we define ourselves by our bodies, but we're really what's inside of our body.
Looking at that deeper self,
right,
that deeper spirit.
Keeping that in mind, you can kind of go, yeah, bad hair day. Oh yeah, big, rash on my face. I'm still okay. Like, that doesn't define me.
What about the actual body? Let's say a mom who just had a baby and doesn't feel at her best, or it could be someone working toward those New Year's resolutions to shed some pounds and isn't feeling top notch. Any mental tricks there to help us kind of counter that?
So I think with moms after baby, it's really tough. And I think it's important to give ourselves permission to grieve those losses. Your hips may never be the same size. The stretch marks don't go away. They stick around forever. And you have to kind of weigh, okay, would you trade that little child to go back to, pre-baby body? No, there's no way. And with every decision we make in life, there's always a cost, and that's the cost. And it's okay to grieve it and go, oh, yeah, I'm never going to be the same.
It's okay to miss it. It's
okay to go, yeah, bummer, and be sad about it, and then move forward. And that, like I said, every choice, there are things to grieve, even if you get some really good things.
As we get older, sometimes it's hard because our bodies are changing and we don't look the same as we did when we were 20. How do you maintain that confidence? I think we all know somebody who's a little bit older, who's a little more mature, a little more experienced, and still has that great confidence. I think Sharon, who runs our studio here, she has some great confidence about her, even though she has more experience as the rest of us do. How do you maintain that?
It's really important to kind of reframe. If you have a picture, it looks different depending on what frame you put on it. If you put a cheap, ugly frame, the picture doesn't look as well. So we can reframe the aging process in our own minds and kind of go, you know what? Every line here has a story to tell. Like, these curves show that I've taken care of people and I've given, and these, rough hands, they tell a story. And I think that's the older people I know who have good self-esteem and confidence, they value those external signs that they've lived. They've really lived, and they've given to other people. And I think that's really our best bet, is to reframe that differently.
We see you here in your role as a therapist. You're also a songwriter, a singer, and you wrote a song about this very concept.
Yeah, I was approaching my 40th birthday, and I work a lot with women with body image issues, and I've struggled myself, and so I just thought, oh, I got to reframe this. And can I share some lyrics?
Please.
These lines are signs of many lessons learned, carved out through time, smiles that warm and tears that burn, and unexpected turns. Time has been my friend, it seems, so let him write on me. You can call me flawed, you can call it character, but I choose to call these changes God's signature. And so for me, that's kind of my mantra. It's like, it's okay, this is God's signature on my life that I've lived. And I think for me that I hold on to that because the meaning and the giving to other people and contributing means so much more than the external appearance that's going to go away, you know. We all age, and all the Botox and plastic surgery is not going to change that. You know, we're going to get older, and why not embrace it?
Those wrinkles, those signs, those are a badge
lessons.
of courage. Exactly. I earned these things here.
Every kid, you know,
You'd hate to not have them because it shows you had sort of too easy of a life.
Well, and the smile lines, you know, it's like I've smiled, I've cried, and that's proof.
Any ideas, any suggestions how we can just learn to accept ourselves the way we are, regardless of what we look like?
You know, weight is a big issue, and I think really accepting ourselves wherever we are, whatever age, whatever weight. And some people are scared to do that because they think, well, if I accept myself, then I won't lose the 30 pounds I need to lose. But actually the opposite is true. What I found in my clinical practice is that when we accept and embrace who we are today, it frees us to make changes. Right? No one's inspired by being criticized, including ourselves. If we beat ourselves up, it doesn't inspire change. And so acceptance is not resignation, and those are really different. Resignation is, oh, well, forget it. But acceptance going, you know what, I'm beautiful, I'm valuable today, and I can make changes that will make it so I can look different down the road, but I can only look how I look today. I can't make those changes. And another point is life rewards action. So take little steps, take some action to take good care of your physical body and your health. Take just a little step.
No one is inspired by criticism. I like that a lot.
No, are you?
No,
I mean, we want to run away.
Exactly.
So if we can embrace the good in us and go, I'm okay where I am. My value comes from my soul, not my body.
Inspiration will follow. We've talked about how you feel on the outside. Sometimes how you act in a certain isolated situation can define how you feel about yourself on a certain day.
Yeah. How you look in the eyes of other people. So if you had those situations where you realize you've been calling someone the wrong name, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, or you are impatient maybe with your kids and your neighbors, and you're like, oh, you know, they're thinking I'm a horrible parent. So it's really common, and it's important to just own it and move on. Like, you know what, that was really bad parenting. I'm going to go apologize, and then move on and forgive yourself. I think is really important. And a phrase that has stuck with me for a long time is, it's none of my business what anyone else thinks of me. Because I grew up kind of really consumed by that as an adolescent, and I heard that and I thought, that's true. I can't control it anyway. I can't control, and I'll never know really what people think, so, because very few people will actually tell you. So to kind of let that go, that, you know, anxiety about, oh, what did they think of that? Just put it out there and move on.
Own it, move on. Love it, Julie. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
All right.